You're standing in a fast food drive-through line, and you glance up at the menu board. The combo meal you used to grab for $6 or $7 is now $12, maybe $14. You look at the picture on the board, then you look at the bag they hand you through the window. The burger is smaller than your palm, the fries are half a container. And the drink, well, the drink is the only thing that still seems full-sized, probably because syrup and water are the cheapest ingredients in the building. You pull away thinking, when did this happen? It happened gradually. And that's the problem. Fast food in America used to be built on a simple deal. It's quick, it's cheap, and it fills you up. You weren't expecting a gourmet meal, you were expecting value. And for decades that deal held up well enough. But over the last few years, a lot of the biggest fast food chains in this country have quietly broken that deal. Prices have climbed, portions have shrunk, ingredients have shifted, and the gap between what you're paying and what you're actually getting has become harder to ignore. This video is going to walk you through 10 fast food chains that, in our view, are no longer worth the money for most regular customers. We're not talking about taste preferences. We're not ranking burgers. We're looking at this from a practical, dollars and cents, what am I really getting perspective. And after the list, we'll cover a few chains that are still delivering reasonable value, plus a simple drive-through checklist you can use the next time you're tempted to pull in somewhere out of habit. Let's get into it. Number 1, McDonald's. This is the chain that basically invented the idea of affordable fast food in America. For decades, McDonald's was the place where a family of 4 could eat for under $20, where a senior could grab a coffee and a sandwich for pocket change, where the dollar menu actually had items that cost $1. That era is over. McDonald's has been under heavy criticism from customers over the last couple of years for price increases that have outpaced even grocery store inflation. A Big Mac combo in many parts of the country is now running between $11 and $14, depending on your market. That's sit-down restaurant territory. A large fry alone can cost over $4. Even the value menu has been restructured and repriced so many times that regular customers have trouble finding genuine deals. McDonald's corporate acknowledged the backlash publicly in 2024, with executives noting that lower-income customers were pulling back from the chain. They introduced a temporary $5 meal deal to try to win people back. But temporary promotions don't fix a structural pricing problem. When the promotion ends, you're right back to paying $13 for a quarter-pounder combo. And here's the part that stings. The food itself hasn't gotten bigger or better to match the higher prices. If anything, many customers report that portion sizes feel smaller, that the meat patties seem thinner, and that the overall experience feels more rushed and less consistent than it used to. If you're a senior on a fixed income or a family watching your weekly food budget, McDonald's is one of the clearest examples of a chain surviving on brand loyalty and habit more than actual value. Number 2, Burger King. Burger King has been struggling for years, and the customer experience reflects it. Many locations feel dated, understaffed, and inconsistent. But the bigger issue for your wallet is that Burger King's prices have crept up to match or even exceed McDonald's in some markets, without the same level of food consistency. A Whopper combo is regularly over $11. That's a flame-grilled burger, a medium fry, and a medium drink for $11. The Whopper used to be the working person's burger. It was big, it was filling, and it was a couple of bucks cheaper than the competition. That positioning is gone. Burger King has also been criticized for aggressive app-only deals that make the in-store menu feel like a penalty. If you don't have the app, you're paying full price, while the person behind you might be getting the same meal for $3 less. That's not a value strategy. That's a pricing maze designed to make it harder to know what anything actually costs. Quality complaints are common too. Burger King consistently ranks near the bottom of the American Customer Satisfaction Index for fast food. Cold fries, stale buns, and long wait times show up again and again in customer reviews. When the price was low, people tolerated it. At current prices, the tolerance runs out fast. Number 3. Subway. Subway built its reputation on two things: customization and the idea that you were eating something fresher and lighter than a burger. The $5 footlong became one of the most famous value propositions in fast food history. That footlong now costs $9 to $12 in most locations, depending on what you put on it. And the bread, which is the foundation of the entire product, has been the subject of ongoing criticism. An Irish court ruling in 2020 actually found that Subway's bread contained so much sugar it didn't meet the legal definition of bread under Irish tax law. Subway disputed the characterization, but the story stuck because it matched what a lot of customers already felt: that something about the product didn't quite line up with the fresh, wholesome image. Subway has also faced years of criticism over its tuna, its meat sourcing, and the overall quality of its ingredients. Independent testing and investigative journalism have raised questions, though Subway has pushed back on many of those claims. Regardless of where you land on any specific controversy, the core consumer question remains: is a $9 6-inch sub with deli meat, a few vegetables, and a squirt of sauce really a good use of your money? For a lot of families, the answer is no, especially when you can buy a full loaf of bread, a pound of deli meat, and fresh vegetables at the grocery store for about the same price and make 4 or 5 sandwiches. Number 4. Wendy's. Wendy's is a tricky one because the food quality, on a good day, is genuinely better than a lot of its competitors. The beef is never frozen, the Frosties are a real treat, and the chicken sandwiches are solid. But Wendy's has a pricing problem that's gotten worse. A Dave's single combo runs around $11 to $12. A Baconator combo can push past $14. And Wendy's made national news in early 2024 when its CEO mentioned the possibility of dynamic pricing, essentially surge pricing like a rideshare app, where menu prices could change based on demand and time of day. The backlash was immediate and fierce. Wendy's walked the comments back, saying they meant something closer to digital menu flexibility, but the damage was done. Customers heard loud and clear that Wendy's was at least thinking about charging you more for lunch at noon than at 3 in the afternoon. Even without surge pricing, Wendy's current menu prices are hard to justify for everyday meals. The quality is there on the best days, but the consistency varies by location, and the prices have moved firmly out of the quick and cheap category that fast food is supposed to occupy. Number 5. Taco Bell. This one might surprise some of you, because Taco Bell still has a reputation as the budget-friendly option. And compared to some of the chains we've already covered, it is cheaper on a per-item basis. But that's where the trick is. Taco Bell's individual items are small. A standard crunchy taco is mostly shell and lettuce with a modest amount of seasoned beef. To actually feel full, most adults need to order 3, 4, or 5 items. By the time you build a meal that's genuinely satisfying, you're spending $9 to $12, which is right in line with everyone else. Taco Bell has also been gradually removing popular items from its menu and replacing them with limited-time promotions that come and go. Longtime customers have watched favorites disappear while prices on remaining items inch upward. The chain has also leaned heavily into its app and loyalty program, which means the best prices are often locked behind digital ordering. If you just walk in and order off the board, you're paying more than the person who spent 10 minutes navigating an app. For seniors especially, this kind of pricing structure feels exclusionary. You shouldn't need to download software to get a fair price on a bean burrito. If this list is already making you rethink a few of your regular stops, you're not alone. Drop a comment and let us know which chain you've cut back on. We read every single one. Now let's keep going, because the next few might hit even closer to home. Number 6. Popeyes. Popeyes had a massive cultural moment in 2019 with its chicken sandwich, and for a while, the hype was justified. The sandwich was genuinely good, and it forced the entire industry to step up its chicken game. But that was 5 years ago, and the Popeyes experience in 2024 and 2025 has become a very different story for a lot of customers. The chicken sandwich that originally launched at around $4 is now closer to 6 or 7 on its own, and a combo pushes past 11 in many markets. The rest of the menu has followed suit. A 3-piece chicken dinner with a side and a biscuit can easily run $12 to $14. That's approaching the price of a plate at a casual sit-down restaurant, except you're eating it out of a paper box in your car. And the service complaints at Popeyes are some of the most persistent in the industry. Long wait times, incorrect orders, and locations that feel short-staffed are common themes in customer reviews. The food can still be very good when everything comes together, but when everything comes together is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence. At these prices, you shouldn't have to hope for a good day. You should be able to count on one. Number 7. Chipotle. Chipotle positioned itself as the smarter, cleaner fast food option. Better ingredients, responsibly raised meat, no artificial colors or flavors. And to be fair, their ingredient standards are generally higher than traditional fast food. But Chipotle's prices have risen sharply, and the portion consistency issue has become a real problem. A chicken burrito bowl at Chipotle is now around $10 to $11 before tax. Add guacamole and a drink, and you're at $15 or $16 for one person, for a bowl of rice, beans, meat, and toppings. But the bigger frustration for customers has been portion sizes. Social media has been flooded with complaints and videos showing dramatically different portion sizes from one location to another, or even from one visit to the next at the same location. Some customers report getting generous scoops of protein and toppings, while others get what looks like a half portion. Chipotle's CEO addressed the complaints publicly, saying the company was working on consistency, but the fact that it became a national conversation tells you how widespread the issue is. When you're paying premium prices, you expect a premium amount of food. Chipotle is charging fast casual prices, but delivering, in many cases, portions that feel like they belong on a smaller price tag. If you're feeding a family of 3 or 4 at Chipotle, you can easily spend $45 to $60. At that point, you could buy the ingredients and make the same bowls at home for a fraction of the cost, and you'd control exactly how much chicken goes on top. Number 8. Five Guys. Five Guys has always been more expensive than traditional fast food, and they've never really pretended otherwise. The burgers are bigger, the fries are generous, and the ingredients are fresh. But the prices have crossed a line that makes it hard to recommend as a regular stop for budget-conscious families. A bacon cheeseburger, regular fries, and a drink at Five Guys can easily cost $18 to $22 for one person. That's not a typo. One meal, one person, $20. At that price, you're paying more than you would at many sit-down restaurants where someone brings the food to your table, refills your drink, and cleans up after you. Five Guys gives you a paper bag and a receipt that makes you wonder if you accidentally ordered for 2. The fries are famously generous, and the burgers are solid. Nobody is questioning the quality. The question is whether the quality justifies paying steakhouse-adjacent prices for a fast food experience. For most people watching their spending, the answer is no. Five Guys has become a once-in-a-while splurge, not a regular meal option. And if you're spending $20 on a single lunch, you have better options. Number 9. Panda Express. Panda Express is the largest Chinese-American fast food chain in the country, and for a lot of people, it's a convenient way to get something that feels like a hot, home-style meal. A plate with 2 entrees and a side is a familiar format, and the orange chicken is practically iconic. But Panda Express prices have climbed significantly. A 2-entree plate is now around $10 to $11 in most locations. A 3-entree plate can push past $13, and the portions, while they look decent on the tray, are heavy on rice and chow mein with modest amounts of the actual entree items. The nutritional profile is also worth noting. Many of Panda Express's most popular dishes are high in sodium, sugar, and calories. The orange chicken, for example, contains a significant amount of added sugar per serving. The Beijing beef is similar. These aren't health foods, and Panda Express doesn't really claim they are, but customers who choose Panda Express, thinking they're picking a lighter or more balanced option than a burger, should know what they're actually getting. At $10 to $13 per person, you're in the range where a quick stop at the grocery store for a rotisserie chicken, a bag of steamed vegetables, and a container of rice would feed 2 or 3 people for about the same total cost. Number 10, Starbucks. Now, Starbucks isn't a traditional fast food chain, but millions of Americans treat it like one. It's a daily stop, a morning habit, a drive-through ritual, and for the purposes of your wallet, it deserves a spot on this list. A grande latte at Starbucks is now around $6 to $7. A specialty drink with modifications can push past $8. Add a breakfast sandwich or a pastry, and a single morning stop can cost $12 to $15. Do that 5 days a week, and you're spending $60 to $75 a month on breakfast, or close to $900 a year. Starbucks has also reduced its rewards program benefits over time, requiring more purchases to earn free items than it used to. And the food offerings, while convenient, are generally overpriced for what they are. A bacon, Gouda, and egg sandwich that costs around $5 at Starbucks contains ingredients you could replicate at home for about $1.50. The coffee itself is fine. Starbucks sources reasonable beans and maintains consistency across locations, which is genuinely hard to do at that scale. But fine and worth $7 a day are two different things. If you're a daily Starbucks customer and you're also trying to keep your monthly food budget under control, this is one of the first habits worth re-examining. A simple drip coffee maker at home and a bag of quality beans from Aldi, Trader Joe's, or Costco can save you hundreds of dollars a year with very little sacrifice in taste. So those are the 10. And if you're feeling a little discouraged, that's understandable. It can seem like there's nowhere left to go for a quick, affordable meal. But that's not entirely true. There are still a few chains doing a better job of balancing price, quality, and portion size, and they're worth knowing about. Costco Food Court remains one of the best values in America. The hot dog and drink combo is still $1.50, and it has been for decades. The pizza is large, reasonably made, and cheap. You do need a membership to access it in most locations, but if you already have one, the food court is genuinely hard to beat. Chick-fil-A, while not the cheapest option, has maintained a level of consistency and customer service that justifies its pricing better than most competitors. A chicken sandwich combo runs around $9 to $10, and the food quality and order accuracy are reliably high. They're closed on Sundays, which limits convenience, but when they're open, the experience tends to match the price. Culver's, if you're in the Midwest or a state where they operate, offers Butterburgers and cheese curds at prices that feel fair for the portion size and quality. A double Butterburger basket is around $9 to $10, and the food is made to order. Culver's doesn't feel like it's trying to squeeze every last cent out of you, which is increasingly rare. Aldi and Trader Joe's aren't fast food chains, but they deserve a mention here because both offer prepared and semi-prepared meals that can replace a fast food stop at a fraction of the cost. Trader Joe's frozen meals, burritos, and wraps are often $3 to $4 and can be heated in minutes. Aldi's take-and-bake pizzas, frozen chicken patties, and deli items are similarly priced and surprisingly solid. If your fast food habit is mostly about convenience, these stores can fill that gap without the markup. For coffee specifically, if Starbucks is your daily habit, consider switching to a home setup. A basic drip coffee maker costs $20 to $30. A 12-ounce bag of quality ground coffee from Aldi's Barissimo line, Trader Joe's house brand, or Kirkland Signature at Costco runs $5 to $8 and makes dozens of cups. Even if you add cream and sugar at home, you're looking at pennies per cup instead of dollars. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about a simple drive-through checklist you can use the next time you're about to pull into a fast food lane. This takes about 30 seconds in your head, and it can save you real money over time. First, check the actual price of what you're about to order. Don't go by memory. Prices have changed fast, and what used to be a $7 combo might be $12 now. If the restaurant has its prices posted on an app or website, glance at them before you commit to the line. Second, do the home math. Ask yourself, could I make something similar at home for half the price or less? If the answer is yes, and it often is, that's worth considering. You don't have to cook every meal from scratch. Even a deli rotisserie chicken and a bag of salad from the grocery store is a faster, cheaper, and often healthier option than most drive-through combos. Third, check the portion before you pay. If you're inside the restaurant, look at what other customers are getting. Does the food match the menu pictures? Does it look like a full meal or a snack in a big wrapper? If you're in the drive-through and the bag feels light, it probably is. Fourth, watch out for app-only pricing traps. Some chains now offer lower prices exclusively through their apps, which means the menu board price is essentially a penalty for not using your phone. If you're comfortable with apps, fine, use them. But be aware that this is a deliberate strategy to get your data and lock you into their ordering system. The deal isn't free. You're trading personal information and ordering habits for a discount that used to just be the regular price. Fifth, track what you're actually spending. A lot of people don't realize how much they spend on fast food each month because it comes in small transactions. $4 here, $11 there, $7 the next day. It adds up. Try writing down every fast food purchase for 2 weeks. The total might surprise you, and it might motivate you to redirect some of that money toward groceries, where it stretches a lot further. And sixth, don't let nostalgia make the decision for you. A lot of us keep going back to certain chains because we remember what they used to be. The McDonald's of 2005 and the McDonald's of 2025 are not the same restaurant. The Subway of the $5 foot-long era and the Subway of the $10 foot-long era are not offering the same deal. It's okay to update your habits when the value changes. That's not being disloyal. That's being smart. Here's the bottom line. Fast food was supposed to be the affordable option. For a lot of these chains, it isn't anymore. The prices have gone up, the portions have gone down, and the gap between fast food and a simple homemade meal has narrowed to the point where the convenience barely justifies the cost. You work hard for your money. You deserve to know when a familiar brand is no longer giving you a fair deal. Next time you're about to pull into that drive-through out of habit, take a breath, check the prices, and ask yourself if it's really worth it. More often than not, your wallet and your stomach will thank you for driving past. Thanks for watching. If this helped you, share it with someone who eats out a lot. And if you want more videos like this, ones that help you spot the products and places that aren't worth your hard-earned money, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. We'll see you soon.